We are live, kids.
We are live. Welcome back, kids, to another episode here with Raina T. What Jesus?
Girl, ready for this
We got
story
a
time.
honey, we got a juicy old
A juicy story
eggs, the
time.
sunny side of eggs, honey, for the girls
What?
today. Yes, mama. The moral of this story is, girl, be mindful of how you treat people in public because you can get caught, honey.
What?
Yes, brought to you severely by Raina T. And just to let you girls
Yes.
know, just to let you girls know, if you guys are interested in tarot reading and or purchasing spell work, we have custom made spell kits, girl. We do the charging, girl, the blessing, the consecration, blending the oils, girl,
Yes.
working with these herbs, and we can get your custom tailored spell box directly sent to you. And
To
we also take on
you.
spell work. So
Okay.
check that
And
out on our
girl.
Raina T Big Cartel.
And these boxes, honey, they listen. Listen, these
They
boxes.
already know, girl. They already know. If you don't know, we will leave the description down in the. We will leave the link to our Big Cartel shop down in the description box below. Because my sister, girl, you went in on the description on Raina T's, honey, the
I
stuff in the
sure
box.
did.
Like that's that was severely snatched, honey, in a high Ariana ponytail, bitch, for the gods. So yeah, check that out if you guys are interested.
Yes.
And yeah, let's get into the story time. So this morning, I was invited by my boo to, you know who boo is. I was invited by my
Yes, of
boo to
course.
go have breakfast. And the neighborhood in which he was suggesting, they did have a little mom and pop diner, but the neighborhood itself, it is a lot of older, white, rich, I don't want to say rich, but you know, older nest egg type of folks that live in that neighborhood. So I already kind of knew that it was, you know, being in the customer service industry myself and having like dealt with clients and things like that and working different jobs and things like that, like you know how to distinguish certain clientele. And a lot of times the older kind of the nest egg girls, they tend to be a little finicky and a little picky with all their meticulous choices and behavior. So I was aware of this. But I was like, okay, it'll be good. It's a beautiful morning. Let's go have breakfast. So I went and had breakfast at this place. Now, mind you, when me and my friend walked in the door, it was literally two other customers there. Okay, it was two waitresses on staff. The dining area, the dining restaurant, it wasn't very big. Okay, so we could see the kitchen, we could see the girls. They had a little counter where you could sit with stools, and then they had some kind of outer chairs, you know, some outer mini areas that you can sit at. You know, it's like a two-person table. So we walked in. They were very gracious. The waitress we will be referring to for the story time, her name is, we'll call her Daisy. We'll call her Daisy. She's very delicate, you know. And Daisy's like, oh, good morning, welcome, you know, have a seat wherever you like. I'll be right with you. So bam, we sit down. And she comes over after a little while, you know, she comes over and she's like, oh, what can I get you guys to drink? So bam, we put in our drink orders and she goes back, she makes. Now the door, you know, the door has a bit of it had a little bell on it. So when you push the door open, it's like ding, you know, for every bitch that comes in, she's getting her ding and her presence. No. So in steps, honey, after the ring of the bell of the door, we will call him Miss Pinecrest. Okay, let me just give you a see down the of Miss Pinecrest as she enters the scene. So Miss Pinecrest is giving you 1960s deep part, side swoop, silver hair, very Anderson Cooper teeth. Okay,
Yes.
silver hair, silver hair. But older man. He looked like he was probably in his 70s, maybe I would say 70s. Okay,
70s?
you know, her
Wow.
little girl, girl. Yes, she was, honey. So she was dressed with an ensemble of a button-down shirt.
Not an ensemble.
Okay, because Mama was here we go, honey. Button-down shirt, okay, tucked neatly into her pants. Honey, she had the whole.
She was snatched.
She was snatched. No, she was.
Was she tall? Was she tall?
She got red though. She wasn't tall, but she had on a sweater. You know, a knit sweater. The color was petunia, like a pink, but it was like a real. It was like a soft kind of but intense pink sweater, honey. Folded and how do you say it? Tied and tucked around her neck, girl. She was
was not.
Yes, she was.
Very stereotyped.
There she was, girl. She was giving me Sesame Street at the house. Okay, this is a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers tease.
Yeah, she was here. So she comes in, and you know, Mama was here to step. And let me just say this: if you're a girl and I come across you in public, and you're sitting here confident, you know, you're here, girl, you're representing your independence. I am all for it. Like, I'm a fan of the bitch. I'm right there with you, girl, and I'm living for it. I'm usually like, yes, queen. And that's why I was like, okay, I'll see this time class, you know, not very much out loud to myself and to my camp, you know, me and my friend. I was just like, okay, Miss Pinecrest. And, you know, him knowing me, he chuckled as well because he knows how I get in the commentary as well. So comes in and, so when she comes in, she immediately walks to the counter area where there is a gentleman sitting at the bar and, you know, on a stool at the counter, and then the waitress is on the other side with the registers and the drink dispenser and things like that. So Miss Pinecrest, she walks in and she just walks right up to the counter. Good morning. Can I have a coffee, please? And just, okay. And Miss Waitress was like, yeah, sure. Like, sit like, you know, wherever you like. So, you know, she kind of turns. She does this whole turn on her heel, honey. She's very into character. Miss Queen was character personified. Okay, so she spins on her heel and she walks over to the table. She takes her seat, and me and my friend were kind of living at that point. It's like, okay, bitch, she's here. So the woman comes over. She brings us our drink. Miss Daisy, she comes over, the waitress. She brings us our drink. And
what did you order?
What do you mean?
What did you order? What did you get to drink?
Well, I got actually a raspberry tea. It was like recommended as one of their little specialties on the menu. So I was like, let me try that, you know. Or I asked her, I was like, well, what's sweet here? You know, and she was like, oh, we have this. It's kind of like an in-house specialty. I was like, I'll try that. So my partner just had coffee. So well, we were looking over the menu. Now, let me also give footnote piece to this. So the menu, this was a very mom and pop, very chill diner. So it wasn't like the girls came out and brought you a menu. It was a menu in the kind of condiment dispenser, or like that holder, like a metal. You get what I'm saying? It's like, it looks like a safety pin piece, not bobby pin. Damn, what's the word? A paper clip, a paper clip piece, and it was holding both the menus. Now the menus themselves, okay, were very the fonts was very lively. I believe she was a light teal color, on a white, you know, plastic covered, film covered background. So you could see her. And me and my friend, we just got right into the menus when we sat down. She was like, I'll give you a few minutes to order or whatever. And then she went back and she immediately went over and made the guy coffee. So when she went back behind the bar, you know, she had like a minute. Now, footnote piece as well. There were two waitresses on staff. The other woman, we'll call her Misty. Okay. So Miss Misty, you know, she was kind of tending to the other, she was tending to the guy at the bar, and then she was tending to another woman that was in there, sitting at a table. So the next thing you know, Miss Misty disappears from view. So Miss Misty is gone. It is just Miss Daisy here by herself, you know, tending. And I would say about 3 minutes have actually passed in this whole interaction after Miss Pinecrest enters scene. Okay, so 3 minutes. First minute she walks in, she immediately demands coffee. She takes her seat. Drinks are served to us. Her coffee is served to her, and then, you know, Miss Thing goes over behind the counter. So literally, it's like at this point 4 or 5 minutes. So Miss Thing, so after a while, we hear Miss Pinecrest very much raise her voice and say, am I going to get a menu at any time today?
Oh
I actually have to
no.
go.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, she did. Yeah, I have somewhere to be, I believe she said.
Oh.
Yeah, she was like, I have somewhere to be, is what she said. So that at this point, it was just kind of like everyone in the restaurant was just like, okay, like just getting into this.
A queen. This queen.
There's a woman, and listen, I know we kiki and cackle on this channel. If you're new here, girl, we get into lingo, all the keys, all the gags, all the fun. But in person, me and my sister are very low key. You know, like I'm just a reserved person by default. I don't like too much attention on me. Hoes already be looking at me when I be out, like, girl, are you from like some foreign dimension or something? So I very much try to keep my personality PG. And if I need to say something to someone, if I need to call the staff, the waitress, whatever, I'm gonna, you know, hey, how you doing? Whatever, come over and hey, can I do what's going on? So yeah, I don't think like the queen. She's like, am I gonna get a menu at any time today? So Daisy, who is very soft spoken, she got that name. We're calling her Daisy because she was very soft spoken, very like, you know, shoulders slouched and kind of bowing.
Was she younger?
Like, oh, you know,
Was
she wasn't Asian. She was actually, I would say she was probably in her mid-30s. Okay. Mid-30s piece. So, but you could tell, like, she was kind of like, so even her makeup, the makeup that she did, which I complimented her on, it was, I don't know, it was very like Daisy. It was the colors that she used, like the yellow, she used yellow and orange. She was a blonde. She's white. And just very Daisy, just very sunflower teeth, what I got from her. So she said to Pinecrest very politely, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, there's a menu right there in the dispenser. So Miss Thing turns and she just plucks the menu from the dispenser, piles it open, and she's looking through this and that and sipping her coffee. So the room returns to normal for now a second time, okay? Mm-hmm. We hit a 5 to 6 minute mark, okay? And literally 5 to 6 minute mark. So like 2 to 3 minutes have passed now. We're sitting at probably 6 or 7 since this queen has walked in the door and made this much of a fuss. This woman, okay, when I say this woman, this Pinecrest queen, honey, she gets up, right? And she goes out the door. And she just says blatantly, you know, I have been like literally sitting here for 5 minutes. Like, what's going on? Can I get some type of service? Okay. Opens the front door to the establishment and says this outwardly. Now, so we're going to catch up with that. What I did not know, okay, and who followed in after she made this announcement was Misty, the waitress, and another woman. We'll call her Carol. Okay, so Miss Carol comes in, and Miss Carol's like, oh, like, is everyone okay? You know, Carol says this to everyone in the establishment, and it's kind of realized that
Carol's
she's now
giving me older white woman. She
was giving you soccer mom white woman tease. Okay, very, very, very bad. Okay,
very here to calm the situation down. Like, honey, what's going on?
What's going on? So Misty is quiet though. Like Misty comes in and she just kind of like walks in and goes past the queen, and goes into the kitchen area. And Carol follows in and she asks everyone, "Oh, like I apologize. Is everyone okay? You know, this and that." So then Pinecrest follows up again by saying, "Oh, you know, we've been waiting. People have been waiting. You know, we're not being no one's being served. I didn't get asked to have my order placed." So Miss Carol's like, "Oh, no problem. We'll get to it right away. I just had a family emergency come up, and I had to pluck Misty to fill her in on the news. It was something very personal. I apologize." So instead of this queen being like empathetic, you know, like that's a moment where you kind of like fall back and say, "You know what? I understand. I'm in a bit of a rush myself. I have somewhere to be. It was just me overreacting. I apologize." And sit your ass down and even give recognition to what this woman is explaining to you. This is the owner of the establishment. She's telling you, like, look, I've had something, like, a family emergency, girl. She could have just found out, honey, her husband is laid out, girl, no longer. And the queen literally just gave her a shimmy of her shoulder, literally a shimmy of her shoulder, and sat back down. Okay, sat back down at her table, girl, and continued to drink her coffee. So Carol proceeds to come over. She walks over. She's like, "Oh, have you guys been taken care of?" I was like, "Yeah, we have. We put our order in." Because by that point, yes, we had put our order in. And do you want to know what I ordered? Because you asked me before.
Sure, yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay, so oddly enough, I used to see eggs over easy, and I used to think they were so gross because the inside is still kind of kept as yolk. But I was out with my friend one morning, and he ordered it. And the way he did it was he would like dip his toast in the yolk and kind of make a sandwich out of the yolk and the whites of the eggs. So I was kind of like, like, I wonder what that tastes like. It's just funny enough. I was like, cause, you know, I see it on TV or like I see someone else cook it and they are eating it. It just looks gross. It's like, you know, it's kind of runny. And then I never seen anyone make a sandwich out of it really. Besides him. So I ordered that and it came with like hash browns. And then I believe he ordered like, a breakfast, stumble girl, just her thing. And so that's what I had. The raspberry tea was good. The place was good. It was, you know, a diner. Like, girl, why are you expecting 5-star service, girl, at a diner? So Carol comes over. She asks us that. She asks the other woman, and then she goes back in the kitchen. So Miss Pinecrest, girl, after a moment, she is mumbling once again. Miss Daisy comes out, and Daisy's trying to appease her. So I'm sorry about that. Can I take your order? You know, what would you like this morning? This and that. Oh, I would like this and that. Could you make sure it has a side of that? And don't do that too much of this. And yeah, I'd like that with, you know, turned over to the side, please. Just all of it. And by this point, you know, you're becoming public enemy number one, not only to the staff because you just made it your mission to ruin these people's day, but now you're just being the most, and now the customers, us, the patrons, are getting fed up with your ass. Because at this point, I'm kind of like, girl, you know, just a side-eyeing Miss Queen. Not really, but in my head, yeah, I'm side-eyeing Miss Queen. Gets her order placed. The waitress goes and puts it in. Miss Carol comes back out, okay? And Miss Carol comes back out. She comes and she literally sits down at the table with prior to that, so after the order was placed, you know, a little time had passed. More people started to come in. I would say like 2 more people came in. 2 more people. So a little time has passed. The morning TV talk show is on. We're waiting for our food. Now Miss Queen got her order placed. She's waiting for her food. Miss Lady in the back, she ends up turning in her check and leaving. And then Carol comes back out. So Carol comes back out because Pinecrest is running her mouth at this point. You know, she's just mumbling to herself, and she's like, "What? You know, you think you get some service around here, and this and this and that," and just going in, and it's like, okay, like you made your point. If you're in a rush and you just are feeling that crisp, honey, but don't continue to generate negative energy for our experience, because I don't give a fuck how dissatisfied you are, girl. Like, I'm waiting for my food, okay? So, or at that point, wait, mind you, we didn't get our food. Let me just put that. Okay, so we didn't get our food, but I did tell you what I ended up ordering. So Cheryl comes back out. She's at the table with Pinecrest, and she's like giving him like, oh, you know, like, well, like what's really going on? Like, what's happening today for you that, you know, you're just so dissatisfied is, I think, what she kind of gave him. And he's like, oh, well, you know, speaking of my own issues, I have to make it to a doctor's appointment. And I was here for like over 5 minutes waiting to get my order placed. So Miss Carol kind of looks over to me, which, you know, we lock eyes right away because I'm over now entertained by this whole production. And I'm just like, yeah, like she wasn't in here for 5 minutes. No, like we were here before her. And that's what I said. She was like, and Miss Charles was like, oh, okay, so you were. Like, were you guys taking care of, like, coffee? Yes, we were, actually. We got our drinks. Well, we put in our drinks order. She came in and told the staff what she would like. She got her drink. And pretty much after that, like, we got our orders put in, and then she just, yeah, that's where she kind of felt like no one served her, is what I said. So Miss Queen had nothing to say to me. She does not to. She had nothing to say in retort. So Miss Carol is like, oh, really? Well, it doesn't seem that you were in here that long from what we're seeing now. And I just kind of explained to you, like, why I need to pull the other waitress out, you know? So, like, I think she said, like, can we reach some sort of, like, truth, you know? Like, can we, like, kind of quell the air? And Miss Thing was like, well, you know, I'm understanding of that, but I have my own things that I'm dealing with once again, and this and that. But she had kind of raised her voice at this point. And honey, Miss Carol got her ass together. Miss Carol was like, look, you're not going to raise your voice at me and my restaurant. Like, that's not what we're going to do. And so Miss was like, well, I'm not raising my voice. I'm just, you know, speaking assertively. That's very much in my character, very much in my nature. And Carol was kind of like, well, that's fine, but you're going to have to bring your voice out. And me and my friend, me and Boo, we were just over there living. Okay, at this point, I'm like, ooh, you know, kind of like, damn. So, I think they kind of like, it was just kind of like this, like Miss Carol got up, honey, she went to the back. We were cackling, and I was just telling my friend, you know, I was like, girl, no, she didn't try to pull like, that she had just been waiting all this time, and we were in here prior to her. She got served like immediately upon entering, and we're still waiting for our food. So here's where it gets interesting. So Miss Thing gets her food first. Okay, Miss Pinecrest gets her food first. Daisy brings her food, and I can't understand where this mix-up kind of happened, because like we were a two, you know, it was both of, it was me and my partner. And then it was like her by herself. So I guess like if they're doing it, you could kind of like get one person's meal out faster, especially if they didn't order very much. I didn't look at what she ordered, but maybe it was a smaller portion. But obviously, girl, you're complaining, so they're gonna try to get your ass out the way and appease you because you're just that girl, right? So she got her plate before us. That right. I said, okay, now I need to go like this, bitch, because yeah, you're like, who are you, girl? Like, what are you doing? So Miss Thing, you would think at this point she got her meal, girl. She folds her little napkin and tucks it in her lap. I just over caricature, just girl, what are you on? Are you on pixie dust or no, girl? Because she was just over caricature, folding the napkin in her lap and, you know, keen and just, yeah. Obviously, the people in the restaurant were kind of like getting into her, not like overtly, but she was just there, like giving, like, yes, honey, all eyes on me now, and I'm going to enjoy my meal that I complained to get. Bam. You would think this queen would be satisfied. No. I did also order a side of like hash browns or something, whatever, hand fries or whatever she said. And it's just like, yo, again, like, here she is. Like, now my experience is being jeopardized, and I'm not comfortable. And what's going to happen next, girl? Are you going to throw blows with Daisy? Like, are you just that girl right now? Or are you going to be satisfied at all? My thing is, if you were in such a rush, sweetheart, why didn't you just come in and sit at the bar and just tell them to make you a to-go situation? Why didn't you order something like a burrito wrap or, you know, something quick to kind of put together and get your little doggy box, girl, and carry on your merry way? You decided to sit down knowing you had an appointment or whatever, because she ended up saying that, like, oh, I have a doctor's appointment, I have to be somewhere. And it's like, okay, like, if you know all this, like, why try to come in and just, bitch, make it all about you? But some girls are feeling that way, you know? I don't know what's in the moon or what's in the seasons, but lately, like, the girls have been bullying, and there have been a lot of people I've also seen who have stepped up to interject in that. And I want to speak on that further on in story time. Daisy comes back, listens to Miss Thing's complaint, goes behind the counter, and when she was on her way back behind the counter, Misty was already on it. Misty Honey pulled up the receipt, and she was the receipt, girl. What did the receipt say? And Misty was like, she didn't say it loud, but obviously I'm paying attention, so I'm clocking on the tea. She's like, yeah, she didn't order a ham fry. Like, no, girl, she didn't order the ham fries. And Daisy was like, oh, well, what should we do? Like, should we just, and Missy was like, just give it to him. Like, just, because they're just over him at this point. And you're making these girls, their day, these women, their day just awful just by being this much. And it was so unnecessary. So I felt bad for them because at this point, it's like, you're harassing them. You've shown no empathy for, these people's days. Like, girl, it's hard out here, bitch. She worked hard for the money. Girl, so her, right. Don't come in somebody's establishment just being all disrespectful when you could have properly avoided that by making the steps ahead. Like, girl, like I said, come in, get your wrap, girl, and carry on your way in your to-go box if it was that deep. But you're putting on a mass production, and now you're bullying these people. You've made everyone in this restaurant uncomfortable with your antics. And I've had it. So when she has her plate of food and they bring her ham fries, girl, and we hadn't had our food yet, I said to Boo, I was like, look, Boo, I'm gonna read her. And Boo was like, no, please don't do it. Just don't do it. I was like, no, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. Just wait. I'm going to get her. And it wasn't long. Shortly after that, before I, bitch, turned my chair ever so sweetly, bitch, had the left leg fold over the right cross, and I got deep into her mug, honey, just zeroed in on her, and I was like, I really hope you are enjoying your full course meal, sweetheart. And she was like, yes, I suppose so. I said, yeah, because you got it on the account and the back, and on the back of discomfort of everyone in this establishment right now. Okay? So just know that we were here before you. Okay? We were waiting on our meal patiently, and now you caused a disruption to get yours even before ours. Okay? So I hope you're enjoying your meal, sweetheart, and we don't need to hear anything else from you for the rest of the course of this morning. I didn't curse that much, but I was just like, yeah, like, girl, no more from you, okay? Like, shut it down. And honey, Miss Thing, she clutched her pearls. She clutched her pearls so severe. She's like, ooh. And she just, yes, her 70-year-old ass went back to eating quietly for the rest of her stay, okay? So it just so happened that my little outburst running to her, and it was funny, like, even me saying it wasn't like I was really prepared for it, but I was just like, because I'm not one to like really make a scene or get into arguing with someone or try to fight someone, because you never know, shit escalate with people, you don't know what people carrying. So I just a lot of times take the high road with these girls, just like, okay, pay it. But at some point, when you are witnessing injustice, you have to speak up. Like, what's happened to the West, where so much we let slide, just so much we let slide. And, we use outlets like going on social media and ranting about it and this and that when we could have been productive. We could have been productive in that moment and really stood up for something, made the world a little bit of a better place, or just going out and being kind in general to people anyway. Like, why is that so hard? So the moral of the story, by the end, the waitress comes over and she gave me a little chocolate mousse. Daisy comes over, she gives me a little chocolate mousse with T-Y on it. She says, thank you, T. And our meal was free. Yes, our meal was free. So the yes, bitch, be nice to people and stand up for what's right. Like, people take care of you when you do things like that. People take care of you, and they appreciate that. And instead of that woman, instead of Missy and Daisy and Carol, who ended up speaking to us too, she was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for that. Like, what was up with that?" You know, I ended up saying when we walked out of the establishment after we did give her a tip, and we also spoke with her a little while, and she was kind of like venting about it. But yeah, my thing is, it's like, why these people would have spent the rest of their day thinking about that. You know, you only need one bad like this to just ruin your day, and just being in customer service, being in servitude, you know, and a person just feels that they are so superior to that and they can just treat people any kind of way. I don't stand for that shit. So I very much was going to open my motherfucking mouth. If it wasn't about the discomfort of waiting, which, okay, if she would have made a whole scene and then just got her things to go, that's a different situation. But you sat there and you made those women uncomfortable. You were completely fucking sociopath and just like, oh, well, this woman, I mean, basically the woman just disclosed to you that something traumatic has happened to her. And she had to, like, compose herself. She had to tell the other woman, you know, and get that woman ready for whatever it was. And we ended up walking outside. Carol told us that. She was like, yeah, like, I'm so sorry, you know, but it was a family emergency. Something happened, and I really had to let her know. I was like, I understand. I don't feel like a person would abuse such an excuse like that, just to lollygag and, like, hold their restaurant up. Like, who does that? So, no, like, in the way she just said to that woman, like, oh, well, I have somewhere to be too, and kind of gave her, like, this shoulder. I was like, yeah, you're going to get collected, honey. Like, if it ain't about me, it's going to be somebody. Cause I don't know how you're getting by in the world just acting like that, and nobody has come to check you. But I will be the one, possibly, to check you. And if I can't get you there, honey, I'm going to get you at that altar. So one way or the other, one way or the other, be mindful of how you treat people, because you never know what people are capable of. You never, ever know. And don't let anyone abuse your ass either. Okay? Stand up for yourself, or have some backbone in this world, because that was awful. So what are your thoughts, sis? Like,
I mean, it's sickening.
I know I dragged.
She was sickening. I'm, you know, I feel like maybe he was on drugs, or maybe he was like on something.
It was 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean,
sure,
girl, you know how the rich and classy do it.
He
but,
might be on, pills, you know, who knows? Yeah,
pills any time of the day. Yeah, pills any time of the day. But she was really feeling herself. She was really. It was like, girl, like, what planet are you from, sweetie? That the girls have really bestowed you with the petunia shawl of grace, honey. She was feeling her wild oats, girl, with that sweater tie around her neck, bitch. Mr. Rogers. I have several, bitch. Okay. In the back, girl.
Girl, she votes Republican.
Ride the city bus, girl.
That's a Republican, honey. She votes Republican. Yeah,
she is.
But yeah, that's Make good. That's great. Good that you got together.
Right. I'm glad she told, and she was like, you know, she even asked, she was like, did I handle that okay? I was like, no, you were perfect. That was not even right, you know, for him to treat that girl like that. And that woman was like so mouthy. She was very mouthy. Like, no, you're not going to bully her on my watch. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. You will not do it here at this table in my presence. You know what I'm saying? So be that. Be that. Strive to be that. That's what I'm trying to be. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like the universe will bless me, as it did by getting that check you know, and winning the favor. If we ever return it again, you know, those people will be gracious to us. Those people will be, it'll be a nice experience for us when we return. So that's it for this story time. Yes, get the conversation popping in the comment section down below. We do have more readings coming for you guys. Yes. We also will be doing the deep spiritual stuff, girl, because we've been collecting notes, honey, on the girls. And it's a lot of testing going on right now. We got some things to touch on. So we got some deep topics coming. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. like saying that, but I throw that out there. And we'll see you guys in the next one.